The question is, would you rather be alone in the woods with a man or a bear? For men, the correct answer is to listen to what women say. The man versus bear debate has the internet in a chokehold because a lot of people have no idea how to deal with this conversation about how dangerous it can be to be a woman. The conversation's starting point is a question for women. The last two words there are critical. Posing the question to men is irrelevant. Posing the question to men changes it entirely. In this conversation, men are not meant to answer the question. They're meant to interact with women's answers. Many men are missing the point. The question is, if you were alone in the woods, would you rather encounter a bear or a man? Women are answering bear. Women are answering bear. Overwhelmingly, about 99% of the women I've seen answer this question say bear. I asked my wife and she immediately said bear. I asked my sister and some of her female friends. They all said bear. Most women would rather encounter a bear. That's clear. That's the easy part of the conversation. The hard part is when and how men enter the chat. Many men have completely flunked the test. That's because dealing with the idea that women would rather encounter a bear requires men to do something men are rarely asked to do. Decenter men. Don't fixate on what you, a man, would do. Think about what women are saying and why. If a man hears 999 out of 1,000 women say they'd rather encounter a bear than a man, and he says that's crazy, then he is part of the problem. He's dismissing women's answers. He's not listening to them. He's judging them. And he's not remembering women experience the world different than men. If a man hears women choosing bear, and he says, well, I would choose man, he's missing the point entirely. He's centering the male experience. He's saying what he would do, but so what? Most men aren't a threat to most men, so of course they're comfortable encountering a strange man in the woods. But the question is not for men to say what they would do. For men, the question is, can you understand why women are saying what they're saying? Can you accept their answer and see it from their side? Sometimes women ask men what they would want for their daughter to be alone in the woods with a man or a bear. Some men say bear, but some say man. But this rephrase is a distraction. For men, the important thing is not for us to answer the question. It's for us to listen to women and understand what they're saying. Men need to resist the urge to say, well, this is how I would answer. What men should do is say, what are women saying and why? We all know that encountering a bear could be a life-threatening moment. So why would so many women say they prefer to encounter a bear? Ask questions and listen. Don't inject your perspective. Just take in theirs, even if you don't understand it. I have heard a lot of women make these points. Bears will only kill you. That means bears won't rape, which some women say is worse than death. Bears will often go away when told to go away. Often they say men will not. Bears will always see you as human. Men may not. If you say you got attacked by a bear, everyone will believe you. Men should go to women in their lives and ask them if they would rather encounter a bear or a man, and ask them why they said bear. This next step may be the hard part. Listen to their answers. When you feel the urge to say, I disagree, swallow it and continue listening. Try to understand what they are saying. Remember that how you feel about it doesn't matter. All that matters is understanding what they are saying. It's going to be incredibly difficult for me to listen to insane women talk about how they would rather live with a bear than a man. Encounter a bear than a man, First, we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing in the woods anyway? The only two solutions are hunting and hiking. Most of the time, if a man is hiking, he will just walk right past you and continue on his hike. Unless that he sees you, a woman, is lost. Then he might come over to you and ask you, excuse me, ma'am, are you lost? And if a man is hunting and he sees you encountering a bear, well then, your answer is obviously going to change, isn't it? Most men understand that women are not sex objects. Most men understand that the reason for wanting a woman in the first place is to have a healthy relationship and a healthy marriage and maybe in the future a healthy family. Some men may rape women, but you have to understand that's not the majority of men. The majority of men know how to behave in human society because they're humans. Yes, if a man finds a woman attractive, he might approach her. All she has to do is say, I have a boyfriend, or I'm not interested, or whatever, and I'm pretty sure the man will leave her alone. I don't get where this notion of unrelenting persistence from men, I don't know where that comes from. Even on the off chance that a man would pursue you while hiking or hunting in the woods. But hey, an attraction could happen at any place. But yeah, most men, if women tell a man they're not interested, that man will just go away and look elsewhere. Most men don't go around attacking women. That's why it would be so hard to believe, because most men do see most women, if not all women, as human beings. I just tried looking for 10 minutes. I can't find the clip, but I know it's from the Whatever podcast. Basically, it goes a little something like this. One of the women guests on the show made an assumption like men are aggressive or men are violent or something like that. And then she was confronted with, again, I'm paraphrasing, replace men with any other minority group. Replace men with any other racial group. Do you not see how that would be problematic? You know where I'm going with this, right? You can't say something like black men are violent or black men are dangerous. That would be considered racist. If you say men as a blanket category, it seems that's okay. Migrant men who come here from third world countries who don't belong here in the first place, you can't say they shouldn't come here because they rape. That would be discrimination/racism, even though we've had examples of migrants raping women and children. So in conclusion, most men will not rape women. If you want my honest assessment, the only men who are willing to rape women are the men who are addicted to porn and only see them as sex objects. Again, if you are talking to a normal man who is interested in you but you are not interested in him, all you have to say is I'm not interested / I have a boyfriend, and problem solved. A normal man will understand that because they see you as human. And again, I might be repeating myself here, but most men will not attack you either. In fact, one man who did attack a woman goes by the name of Fallon Fox, transgender MMA fighter. He fractured her skull, and that assault was legal because Fallon Fox identifies as transgender. If you want another example, I just looked this up too. I was at an anti-abortion rally, and this pro-choice liberal man kicked a pregnant woman. So again, most normal men will not attack or rape women. And the fact that 999 out of 1,000 women say they would rather encounter a bear than a man in the woods, all that really says is how stupid the women are for actually believing that men are these superior beings going around assaulting and raping women, simply because they think that women are inferior and deserve to be assaulted and raped or whatever. The fact that 999 out of 1,000 women believe that is honestly a bit depressing. Definition of sexism: prejudice, stereotyping, or discrimination on the basis of sex. So basically 999 out of 1,000 women are saying they'd rather encounter a bear than a man because a man would rape them because they're a man. Not only is that not true, it is clear sexism. And the women who think that way should be ashamed of themselves.